Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Custom Model Guy. Today we are starting on the Aoshima Delorean build. This is quite fitting as today is actually the Martin McFly day. This is the day that Martin McFly actually travels into the future and arrives. And he sees all those wonderful things that we don't have, such as hoverboards and things like that. Anyway, so this is the first part. Just today we'll be looking at the cleaning up of the parts, gluing some of the parts together and prepping the bodywork for some primer. Okay, so let's get on with it. Now, as always, these things start with cutting out of the parts from the sprue. I'm doing this one slightly different from the way I did the last build series. I'm going to cut everything out, prep and prime everything, and paint everything that I can, and then start assembly. So as I said, it started off with cutting out the parts from the sprue. This kit had a black sprue and a silver sprue. And then once all the parts were clipped out, I gave them just a general tidy up. These black parts are mainly part of the mechanism for the sliding wheels, so they don't actually need any paint, so I just gave them a quick clean up. Most of these silver parts will require some paint, so I spent some time with those with various grits and cleaned them up. The seats were quite horrendous, quite a bad seam line on them, so I spent quite a long time with varying grits just getting those nice and smooth. And once all the parts have been sanded down, I moved on to the bodywork. Now I marked the areas that needed attention with some black marker pen. The idea here is that you mark out the areas that need to be sanded, and then when you start sanding away, you actually sand away the black mark, and it works as a guide for you. There was quite a serious seam along the join between the top sections and the side sections, so that needed quite a fair amount of sanding. So with the area all marked up, I moved on with some sandpaper, starting off with a rough grit, about 300 grit, gradually moving down to a very fine sort of 1000 grit, and then finishing off with some Scotch-Brite, just rubbing over the entire surface of the body just to rough it up, ready for some primer. And the panel lines were extremely shallow on this model, so I spent about an hour going over with a scribing tool and the back of a knife just to deepen those panel lines so they show up a little bit more once all the paint is actually on there. A quick read through the instructions showed me there were several parts that could be glued prior to any primer, such as the dashboard and the rear assembly. So I glued those together first using some Revel contactor adhesive. And that's it for this video. So happy Martin McFly Day, and I hope you like the video, and I hope you find it informative and interesting. As always, please leave any comments and questions below. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more of our videos, please hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.